how many of these kinks, the fact that it's going to big companies and those that may not be the intended recipients, the small businesses who are on life support, how many of these problems are going to be fixed this time around?
Well, thank you very much and a very good morning. Keep in mind, 96% of all loans distributed in the first tranche went to those businesses seeking $1 million or less. So yes, you do hear stories about people where the program may not have intended to go, did receive them. But yes, we're working with SBA and Treasury and Congress, those monies that have been returned, hoping to get out into the accounts of small businesses. We're working night and day, 24/7 to see if every single person in this country who's affected by the virus can receive money immediately. We just started the second tranche, a little bit of a rough start. We think it is better now with the SBA E-Tran system. That's our number one goal, is to get money into the hands of the people who need it the most.
Is there enough money for that?
I don't know. The Secretary of the Treasury said yesterday it would be turned a success if all the money is distributed. This is a very much in-demand product. Personally, we think every dollar is accounted for already. When this tranche is evaporated, we'll take another look and see how many loans are still in the pipeline. We think there are more loans in the pipeline than there were distributed during the first go-around.
What can you tell us about the community banks' participation versus the large banks? Has it been easier, smoother?
Yeah, so it's a totally different banking model between community banks and large banks. There are 5,000 lenders who are participating in this program. Some people have more stringent know your customer regulation overhaul than other people do. But look, this is great. Small banks, regional banks, large banks, even fintechs and credit unions all joining together to make sure we get money out to the American business person as soon as possible. I think while there's been some glitches, this will go down as one of the best periods of time for the banking industry. This program did not exist over a month ago. The SBA usually does 58,000 loans per year. 58,000 per year. We're now looking at probably doing 3 million. From $20 billion in disbursements to $600 billion. More loans in 12 days than in the previous 14 years.
Sir, am I better off if I'm a small business looking for the money now, going to a small community bank as opposed to a larger lender? Am I going to get my money more quickly?
Well, if you're not in the application process now, the odds are not very good that you're going to get an application approved in this tranche. Several of our banks have already told potential applicants not to apply with them because they're not sure they can make sure they can get everybody through their current system. Congress did appropriate more money to community banks and banks between 10 and 50 than they did the large banks. I think the large banks have their hands full right now processing what they have. That's why they processed existing customers first. They knew them. They could process the loan, so there would not be a bottleneck for non-customers coming into the banking industry.
Richard, finally, I know there's been anecdotally some issues finding the link online for new applicants today. I just wonder, I mean, any advice for people who are in the market for this relief? And in the end, are we going to look back at and say that execution was the real problem here or the lack of funding overall?
Sure. Look, I know today is Monday morning and everybody can Monday morning quarterback, but surely we can go back and look, what did we get right? What did we not get right? One of the things maybe we should have done, Congress should have done, is only allow those loans under $1 million and let the larger loans go to the Main Street lending program. A lot of investigatory committees will be happening after this is all said and done. But the number one objective today, this moment, is to get money into the hands of the small business person.
And did you say that if you haven't already submitted a loan, it's too late?
It may be too late for this tranche. Sure, it may be too late for this tranche. We have, I think, some 3 million applications already in the process to be dispersed. It's going to be very tough if you're not in the system right now to do it. This program came available about a month ago. We're going to take a pause when all of this money is run out and see how much demand is still left. Then Congress may have to reappropriate.